Hey guys, just doing this recording. Why not leave this music on and listen to it? Uh, just a reminder about masking. This is my opinion of it. We adapt to the environment, right? Now, obviously, there's heaps of sports, but like here in New Zealand, there's obviously the three national sports, right? Four, but there's like three, and then there's like one professional team for rugby league. Hopefully, there'll be two in a few years, in a couple of years. But this is my take on masking. They say, oh, you know what? You pick up. They say, you pick up things from your environment, and you're raised in a neurotypical world, but you mask because you pick up new things. You pick up things from the environment around you, and I'm not a gridiron fan, okay, but it's interesting to have a look at every here and there. But imagine this: you are born and raised in New Zealand. Basically, to tell me my story, then I'm going to put myself in your shoes if you're American or whoever, if you're a gridiron fan or whatever. Or just to give an example, you put, if you put yourself in my shoes first. You're born in New Zealand and you're raised in New Zealand, right? Say your school, let's say primary school, they might have, I don't remember how many there was at primary school, how there is now, but at high school we had 12 rugby teams, and we had 0 gridiron teams. Some high schools had rugby league teams, but there was also rugby league clubs. And then you're like 8 years old, 9 years old, you come across, I don't know, when did the Water Boy come out? Yeah, Water Boy, imagine that. And then, you have never seen a gridiron game in your life, and then you're a teenager and you switch it on, was like taking 4 ages. But here in New Zealand, it's like 40 minutes for each half, and there's not a whole bunch of stoppages, only when people get injured. The clock still keeps ticking when we're having our scrums, and the clock still keeps ticking when they kick the ball out, when the ball goes out of play. That's rugby. Last I knew, but last time I knew of the gridiron, that it's a stoppage every down, I think they call it. Yeah, every down when it goes out. So, masking. Of course, we're influenced by our environment. Do you honestly think that if I was born and raised in America and didn't come across the realization that there was any sport called rugby until I was about 8 or 9 years old, and there's no there's no American professional rugby team? Well, there is now. I don't know if there was when I was a child, but there weren't in the World Cup, but they are now. I think that answers my question. Because they have 20 teams in the World Cup, and America is in the World Cup for rugby. So imagine no professional teams whatsoever. Obviously, I'm not going to be walking around wearing an All Blacks jersey and a Hurricanes hat, would I? And if my parents didn't move from Auckland to Hawke's Bay when I was 14, which is Hurricanes territory, and then I lived there till 14 to 33, and then moved here, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be wearing a Hurricanes hat. I don't know what I'll be wearing, but if I didn't move out of Auckland, if we didn't move out of Auckland, this would be a Blues hat, right? If I was in America and I was born and raised in America, this would be some sort of um, this would be my favorite team's NFL jersey, right? But we are heavily influenced by our environment. So when people go on about masking, this is an example of masking. At the same time, I don't try and go and mask my um, emotions or put a whole bunch more emotion into what I'm, or to try and say with my words, because what I used to do that, but say with my words and my actions what I really meant. So my words and my actions lined up, but I was always changing my facial expressions and changing my body language to fit the situation. But when it came to my words and my actions, my words and my actions stayed the same no matter where I went. But now I don't do the facial and body language masking because it's just so draining. I used to get back and have this amount of energy without doing it. I mean, with doing it, by doing it, But now, past 6 years or so, I haven't been masking. So that's why I'm 10, 15 years older and still have the same amount of energy at the end of the day because I don't mask. So, because masking is a tool to try and fit in, but at the same time as you get tolerated. That whole time I didn't have a girlfriend anyway. I didn't have a girlfriend. There was the 2 years of unemployment. There was the 2 years of 6 months employment, 6 months on, 6 months off, different places. So it is what it is, and I've noticed some women check me out and stuff, but first time is just a good conversation, and the next time maybe give them their number. Also, another symptom of it is like when I see these girls eyeing me up every here and there, not very often, but sometimes they do, and they do, and it's at the gym. They'll be like smiling and stuff, but at the same time, for me, transitioning is very, very hard. And so I've already transitioned my mind from work to being in the gym. And that was hard for me. It took time, It took however, I spend my time in the car, I'm realizing what I'm doing, I'm like, oh yeah. But at the same time, I'm also transitioning the fact that I've finished work. I'm closing off my brain to what happened to work, what happened at work during the day. It's like that's that. And it takes me that amount of time, 15, 20 minutes, to do that. And then I get to the gym and I'm at the gym, and I've transitioned to be at the gym. And then some girls are waving at me, but at the same time, it's like I'm on a mission. But at the same time, I do want a girlfriend, but at the same time, but I'm on a mission. So, yeah. Anyways, masking. I think that we pick up things from our environment no matter where we go. Yeah, that's it. We pick up things from our environment wherever we go. If I was born and raised in America, this would be an NFL jersey. This would be an NFL hat. And that's the reality. But I was born and raised in New Zealand, so we got like 40 different 40 different provincial teams, and then we got the 5 Super Rugby, then we got the All Blacks, then you got the under-20s, under-19s, and then just like in America, they got the WNFL, Women's National Football League. Here in New Zealand, we got the Women's Rugby as well. So our environment plays a key role. We do pick up things from our environment.